Hello again, I am Blunty, and this is the Optus MyTab, and aside from being a 7-inch Android tablet with a name so boring and uninspired it was clearly decided upon by a committee of drunken baboons, it offers up a relatively stock Android experience running Android 2.1 smoothly enough to be usable, but it's no powerhouse running a comparatively measly 600 MHz Qualcomm processor. And I'm here today to put it through the review ringer to find out exactly how cheerful this cheap piece of Android slabbery really is. It's a budget device, no doubt, so you'll be getting a plastic construction, but fit and finish is nice enough. There are no ugly gaps and it doesn't creak or squeak while you grip it. It's got 3G, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth and a micro USB port for connectivity, GPS for maps and geotagging, and a paltry 2GB of storage space, but that can be upgraded with the memory card. The screen is serviceable, but unimpressive. I have no complaints about it directly, but no compliments either. In direct sunlight it's not great, but you can still read it. The entire back panel can be removed, under which is the battery, which you'll have to yoink out if you want to remove or install the Optus 3G SIM card or a micro SD memory card. It'll get the job done just fine for basic common tasks like email, Twitter, using Google Maps and web surfing and all that kind of stuff, though it has to be noted that because of the limited grunt under the hood you won't be getting Flash because that monster is just too hungry for CPU cycles and memory to be usable on a device like this. For media viewing, the YouTube app works just fine and playback is smooth even with the high quality feed enabled, and video playback of local files was also good for standard definition content, although obviously you should throw away any expectations of playing back high def video right out the window. The camera is horrible. It's almost unusable. Nothing but the bare basic bones of being able to take a snapshot and upload it. If you have no other option available to you, it'll get the job done. But the really weird thing is, what you see in the camera app and in the gallery view is way worse than how the actual files really look when you offload them onto your computer. There's something about the software display settings or the screen hardware itself that truly mangles the quality of what is displayed, and it misrepresents what the image you actually took looks like so severely it'd be stupid to consider doing any editing of images on the device itself, because what you see is not what you get. And it's infuriating, frankly. The video this camera takes is even worse. Honestly, it's like some kind of vicious hate crime against people with eyeballs and ears. The biggest annoyance of this device, though, is the touchscreen. It's not a nice capacitive touchscreen like you'll find on most modern devices. It's a resistive touchscreen, and that's pretty far from ideal for devices like this. Aside from not having any multi-touch, so no pinch to zoom for a start, during my testing it often spazzed out, misreading my touches, either suddenly and wildly scrolling all the way back to the top of a long list or page, or making a tap selection where I'm actually trying to initiate a scroll. Naturally, I couldn't get that behaviour to repeat when I was taking this footage. Infuriating again, but it does happen, I swear. It can be a huge pain in the ass and smacks of aiming for a price mark instead of aiming to make a good user experience. With practice you can learn to be far more deliberate and careful about using the touchscreen and avoid the errors most of the time, but you have to keep thinking about it, you have to keep it in your mind, and that makes the experience less intuitive than it would be on a modern capacitive screen where you don't think, you just do. Having no multi-touch can sometimes cripple you if you're into gaming too. Like here, with an on-screen gamepad-like control, you can move, or you can hit a button, but you damn sure can't do both at the same time. Other, simpler games that don't need multi-touch do actually work fine, and in some cases surprisingly well for such a low-powered device. And of course it runs that goddamn sucking Angry Birds game. Battery life was okay, again nothing spectacular but not crappy either. It will get moderate to heavy users through a day pretty easily most of the time, but charging is very slow, taking up to 4 hours for a full charge from dead flat, so don't forget to plug it in while you're sleeping. Basically what we've got here with the Optus MyTab is some pretty decent value. Sure, it's a budget model and there are compromises, and if you directly compare it to something like the Samsung Galaxy Tab, it's going to wind up looking like a push bike parked next to a Kawasaki Ninja. But that said, push bikes still do what they're designed to do pretty damn well, don't they? I think it's one of the best Android tablets you're going to get at the budget end of the spectrum right now. It's light, it's comfortable to hold, it's well built, it runs acceptably well. Yes, if you push against its limits too hard, it's going to get a bit juddery, but it actually never became unusable. Bottom line is, it's not going to blow you away, not by any means, not by any stretch of the imagination. It's just not a wow device, but if we're talking bang for buck, I think it's a bloody good bargain, quite honestly. It's exclusively available through Optus here in Aussie land. You can pick one up for $269. 69. And you get 3 gigabytes worth of prepaid data with that. So, bargain again, really. It's not spectacular, it does have some flaws, but I think it's at least worth checking out if you're just after something basic and cheap. Thanks for watching, I'm Blunty, and I'll catch you next time.